Welcome to the Marble Sports Worldwide Podcast, where we discuss and analyze your favorite marble sports. From JMR Marble League to I'll Go Do tournaments, we'll make sure you never miss the action. All marble sports, all the time, right here on the MSW Podcast.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Marble Sports Worldwide Podcast. My name is Brendan.
And I'm Commander Wolf.
And we have reached episode 51, so we're in the back half of getting to that 100th episode. Thank you to all who continue to listen weekly, even when there's not much marble sports content going on, because you want to know all the inner secrets of marbles and all the stuff going on that's in the behind the scenes and all that, which always is happening. So thank you all for tuning in, and I hope you guys are staying safe during this coronavirus time. It's a time that persists and continues to go on and on and on. You know, a lot of scary things in the news right now as well, but we continue on, and the marbles keep on rolling, guys. We have to cheer you up, and marbles certainly is the best way to do it. But Waf, how's your week been, man?
My week has been, I'd say it's been pretty good. I've currently been working on a video, and I've been trying to, and I just finished my basically it's a series that had a continuation in a book form, and so I finished reading those books I think last week, and so I'm gonna be working on the scripts for that soon. Hopefully, I can have it edited, and that'll be fun. It wasn't fun to be back in the editing chair again, but you gotta do what you gotta do. And I know every time this has happened, for listeners, but we apologize that the episodes for 49 and 50 were delayed. They were, JM has not been in contact with this, but the past times this have happened is normally because there is a family issue. So I'm assuming that he's probably going through a tough time right now, and so,
man, I hope he stays safe,
Yeah, so keep him in your thoughts and your prayers if that is your disposition. I don't know. I wasn't sure what the word I was saying, but
that's
if praying is a thing you do it.
Yeah, if you pray. If you don't, maybe give it a shot, man. We're in a pretty tough time right now. All right. Hey, listen. It can't hurt, can it?
Yeah.
Anyways, guys. Also, you had mentioned you've been reading. I've been starting to read again. That's right. He's picking up reading. Oh no.
Books.
Shit. What? Okay, that was weird. But listen, I started reading because, well, I used to read a ton, and then I kind of dropped away from it when, just busyness took me over. But then, I've been getting back into books and series I've always wanted to finish, and, kind of helps me fall asleep at night. And sometimes, it's normally to help me fall asleep because, it's something to do while I just sit there with nothing to do in bed, not even tired. But then sometimes the book gets so good, I end up staying awake for 2 extra hours, putting off sleep to read whatever it is that I'm reading. So it's intuitive and counterintuitive at the same time, which is counterintuitive. So that is too many words for me there. Anyways, but yeah, it's been pretty freaking boring, guys. I gotta be honest. I wish I could tell you an interesting story or give you some interesting anecdote. That's the same thing as a story. But I can't. I really can't. There's nothing else happening. I mean, I could talk about the crazy things going on in the news, but that's not really what this is about here. This podcast is not about all the stressful things there. And there's nothing else really happening. I just want this to be over as much as y'all do. But at least during the time, we can enjoy some marble sports, enjoy some Milky Madness.
Oh boy.
Oh man. From Last Marble Standing there. But
which literally aired today.
Yeah, it literally aired today
over this recording,
and it was amazing. It was crap. There's a pun there. Oh, amazing. Maize is corn. You know what I'm saying?
Good
but
job.
The corn
there
didn't really fit with the dairy thing that much. So damn it.
Nope.
Amusing, because cows. Stop. All right, we're done, guys. Johnny Marble's gonna take over from now, and because I'm not making many good words, and also, Johnny Marble is cool. Let's go news.
Hello, Marble Sports fans! I am Johnny Marble, and as always, I'm coming to you for MSW. Well, guys, Jelly's Marble Runs has finally released some new content with Last Marble Standing, which is a series sponsored by Aria Cravendale. This series features 6 brand new teams who will compete in 6 events. In Event 1, the Funnel Spin, the teams engaged in a battle of endurance as they tried to stay in the funnels for as long as possible. But in the end, Grays of Glory came out on top, followed by the hosts, Team Purity, in second, and Dairy Dash in third. Last Marble Standing is off to a great start, and we here at MSW look forward to the events to come. Well, guys, the news has been short, but hey, I always enjoy our time together. I've been Johnny Marble. You have been the best fans in the world. Let's continue on with the podcast.
All right, everybody, welcome back from the news. Thank you, Johnny's Marble, for another exciting, awesome news segment.
Johnny's Marble?
Johnny's Marble. It's his marble. Always bringing us the best of the news. And we have some news this week. We had Last Marble Standing, which is about marbles standing. And then the last one. Right? Is that right? I'm right.
Yeah, yep. The marbles were standing.
They were standing. And they were rolling, too, if you were there for that, too, as well. I stayed for the rolling. You didn't have to stay for the rolling. You could have stayed there for the standing. They did a lot of standing in the beginning with that long-ass ceremony, but they did get rolling eventually. I'm
more of a fan of standing marbles myself. Thank you very much.
Yeah, once they get rolling, dude, I'm telling you, man, it gets crazy out there. It gets absolutely crazy out there. We can't always have rolling. Sometimes you got to stay standing as a marble. Sometimes you got to be rolling, though. Honestly, like, this is such a confusing topic. I could talk about this for 3 episodes straight. Do you roll or do you stand?
Absolutely. We should do a retrospective or documentary.
Wait, if marbles protest, do they roll or do they stand?
Well, like when they're stationary?
If the marbles had a mass protest against like something.
No. Okay. Anyways, let's talk about something that is not that, and let's okay. So, so yeah, Last Marble Standing, everybody.
Last Marble Standing. Indeed, thoughts, initial concerns.
Sorry. I'm sorry, I got distracted. Anyways, so Last Marble Standing, it was fun to finally see some marble sports again.
It was.
This is great professionalism.
While. Where is Glasscar, by the way? Like it was supposed
Where
to come
is
May 15th.
Glasscar?
It's 2 weeks later. I am the closest to Fubica besides being Fubica himself, and I know zero things about where. This probably looks weirder now because I'm on the webcam when I do the.
Yeah, it does.
Thing.
You're you're yelling at somebody.
Talking to like this clock over there. Hi, clock. It's 9:34. Shit. All right, yeah, I don't know what's going on with Glasscar. I don't understand why.
That clock's off because it should be 9:30. So that clock's 4 minutes ahead.
You know what, Waff? Are we making this episode about what my clock says back there, or are we making an episode about the rolling of the marbles? All right, because
this is a great start to the.
Yeah,
okay.
Absolutely great.
Oh yeah, I don't think we said that like in the intro recording, but basically, I consider like the specials to be the end of a season, and the next episode to be the start of a season. So in a way, this is, in my opinion, the start of season 3, and this is a great start.
Season 3 of MSW, because you couldn't get enough with seasons 1 and 2. You just couldn't get enough. So we haven't had
We haven't had a lot of like the episodes like episode 12 in a while. So
also look, wearing my Mellow Yellow shirt. Look at this. See?
Ah, very good.
Yeah,
very nice.
Look at that. I'm a Mellow Yellow supporter. The prediction for the winner of the Marble League 2020.
All right. Anyways, let's as fun as this is, let's get onto the topics. So, Last Marble Standing, I guess for those who don't know, is it's sponsored by Cravendale, which I believe is a food company.
Arla Cravendale, only the freshest, man.
Only the freshest, and like so they basically have a bunch of teams that are named after food products, I believe, and like they are these incredible teams have graced us with their presence to help fill the void of marble sports in our hearts.
Yeah, and I really have enjoyed the sponsored event so far, primarily because they began with the funnel race. Funnel race is one of my favorite events. It's just such an exciting event because it's such back and forth, right? You do not know This chair. These arms on this chair are annoying. I'm sorry. No, but it is so back and forth because when you watch the funnel race, it's like one of the marbles could be 3 funnels ahead, but then the other marbles just have a bunch of jumble. And once you get more marbles in one funnel, the one who was in there gets pushed out to the outside and all of a sudden is the last one to go through. I love that. I love that excitement that occurs in the funnel race. I think it's such a chaotic event that so many possible outcomes. The marble in the last place at the beginning certainly won't be the marble in last place at the end.
I love that. Like the highlight of this event, especially for me, was in like the Heat 2, the semi skimmers. Like they showed some brilliant skill there. Like they were holding out just the right time. Like they were the dead last. Like it looked like, oh, this is it for them. But then they managed to take third in the end. So like they went from 6. They jumped up 3 places. Like their skill. Like they've truly shown that they are. But like, well, then they didn't do the best. They are definitely not a force to be ignored or underestimated.
Yeah, and I had my eyes on Team Purity for most of the time because, I mean, Team Purity, first heat, atrocious. We had a bad first heat from Team Purity. Milky Madness as well, not performing very well. At the beginning of this, in the opening ceremonies shits, I picked Team Purity and Milky Madness as the 2 teams I would root for because I always like rooting for a couple of teams, picking 2 in advance that I'd root for, so I can. Each event is an excitement for me because it's like either the team does well and I'm like yes, or the team does bad. I'm like, okay, in this next event, are we gonna come back? So I can actually feel like I'm a part of the whole situation. And I picked Purity, I picked Milky Madness, and they did it terrible in that first heat, and I was like, oh, here we go. I feel like I'm picking the Limers again. But they came back really well in the second heat. You saw Milky Madness finishing second, and Team Purity, I think Team Purity finished first in the second heat. It was a really good finish, and it was just... And Team Purity wasn't doing good that whole heat, too. About halfway through that heat, they were not looking good, but it was just that ability to continue to hold on, almost like the Green Ducks in last year's funnel race, just to continue to spin, and as soon as the other marbles would enter the funnel, she kind of I don't know what marble was racing.
I didn't know which competitor was in either. Like, did they say which competitor was racing in this event?
I don't even remember. I don't even remember them mentioning it.
I guess I can check the footage.
Yeah, but like I saw Team Purity, and they just, when other marbles would come in, they would just kind of move to the outside. They would, even when they were close to the about to fall through the funnel, they would just kind of not try to collide with the other marbles, because just let the marble slip through on their own and kind of stay to the outside to try to maintain that spin speed. And it worked out very well for them. And they just took that victory. It was a very impressive move for, in my opinion. So very happy about Team Purity. Hoping that they do well in the next few events. Something I do want to mention, though, if I could. Sorry, Waf. I know you had a.
I just want to basically answer the question real quick. Like, yeah, as far as I can tell, like they didn't actually say which racer was racing in this specific event. So we don't know who to give the accolades to for their incredible performances. A darn shame.
Yeah,
I'm curious which one of the skimmers held out so well at the end of Heat 2.
Yeah, and it's odd to me that they forgot to do that, because usually Gel is very attentive to detail when he makes his videos. I would have assumed that, of course. Yeah, I mean, because they named the 6 different competitors at the beginning, so why would they forget to do that?
I think it was the Cravendale organizers. They didn't care as much, or either that or they just dropped the ball.
Because when they named the editors at the end, there were some new names. I don't think Gel edited this together, or at least the whole thing. I think Cravendale did half the editing at least, or like the more Cravendale looking stuff.
I was meaning that more. I love it. I'm taking more of the role play for section. You're taking it more of the serious direction. This is a great dynamic. I'm loving it. This is great. I'm having so much fun.
Hey, it's back to old times. We haven't had an episode together in such a long time, man. This is like... Dude. Not often do we do this.
I was so worried that this would be a very boring episode, like to start the season with. But you know what? I'm loving this. This is a lot of fun.
But there was a reason we lasted, just you and me, for such a long time. I mean, it's kind of old conversation. You know, we kind of just bounce off each other, work off of each other. I don't know. Maybe there's something to it. Maybe there's a reason it was just the two of us for a while. But but something I didn't want to mention was, oh crap, I had it in my head and then I forgot it because we got sidetracked onto something. Jesus. What was it?
Oh shit! It's my fault for interrupting you. Can the live chat tell us what the last thing that Brendan was talking about was? Because I sure don't remember.
I hadn't even said it. I was about to say it, and then I was like, "Oh, Waff, you go ahead." God damn.
Sorry. Well, while you try to
no, not your fault. Just like I can't remember crap, man. I am just bad at remembering. But I guess let's jump right into the actual heats here. Oh yes, I remember. Something I wish I saw happen is because they call it last marble standing, right? So what I was expecting was that they would actually play it like some sort of battle royale where after each event the losing team would be eliminated because it's last marble standing.
Yeah.
And they as they laid it out, 6 teams, 6 events. I was assuming that we were going to see one of the teams be cut out each time. I wish I had seen that. I think that would have increased the excitement of it because, and I know that is usually not how Gel makes content, but I feel like even for a miniseries like this, that would have been way more compelling. So
I think that might still happen, but they didn't want to do that for the first event, like then immediately like your team you're rooting for is immediately out of contention. So maybe they'll do elimination stuff towards the end of this season, which I don't know how many events there'll be because like Marble League is gonna be starting soon.
6 events, 6 teams. They said it at the beginning of the video.
6 events, okay.
Yeah, and like I think that if they were to do that, I would like to see event 3 cut out 2 people. Oh no, not event 3. Event 4. Cut out 2 teams. Event 5 cut out 2 teams, and then event 6 is just the last 2. So it really is a battle between the last 2. Because I want to see them do that sort of, that last man standing type of thing, where 1 or 2 teams each time are going down or voted off the Craven Dome, you could say, right? And when they don't do that, if it's just points based like a regular Marble League, it almost seems silly. Like, why'd you call it last marble standing? It didn't seem to like elicit that. So I mean, maybe later in the events they will, but if they keep all 6 teams the whole time, I fail to understand the name of the event. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get you, and I think you're making a point, and I think so before the show started, Akanon made a point like saying like, it does feel like while it is still enjoyable, it does feel like a little bit bloated. Like because like for one thing, like there's just there are now a whole lot of different events, and it feels like maybe like they're stretching themselves a bit thin. But also like if it's not even going to start being even all that unique, aside from the fact that it's I guess sponsored by a milk company and a name after foods, and like. Is there really a point to having it? Like, cause like, and like, I'm not saying like that they shouldn't do that. Like, it's like, I mean, it's a sponsorship. It's a chance to get to spread the word of Marble Sports, and also to make a little bit extra money so you can fund the rest of your projects. That makes sense, and I completely understand that. But what I'm just saying is like basically what you said. Like, it needs to there needs to be a purpose behind the name, right? Like, it's like otherwise it's literally just Marble League Light.
Yeah,
honestly.
exactly. Yeah, exactly. That's you phrased it perfectly as to what I was thinking. And this is, to me, this is the moment. This is the time where we get to see, I guess more for people who were with JMR since 2016, watching their content since the old days, but this is the time where we will see what will happen to JMR. Will they stay true to Marble Sports, or will they continue to turn more and more towards throwing in random filler events that don't even 100% live up to the name and have a lot of compromisation because you have to work with other companies because of the advertising money, because of the whole, commercialization of the sport. This is where we see, does JMR stay true to what they set out to do, what Gel wanted to do from the beginning? Or do they see all the advertising opportunities and they just keep compromising, shrinking things, pushing things back, throwing little events in that are like last marble standing with milk, because that's kind of what's going on now. Mm-hmm. So I think this is the time where we're going to actually discover that. I am hoping they stay true because I know at least because you guys kind of have 2 competing situations going on here. You got Dion, who's more of the business mind of JMR, so he's going to be thinking more sponsorships, that kind of stuff. How do we gain more publicity? While Gel is more someone who really is hyper focused, 100% into the whole marble sports situation of it all, making the content, making different creative events and stuff. So we're going to get to see which one's going to last out. Which one is it going to be pulled away and compromised, and the channel be kind of redirected, you could say, because of all the pull of all the advertising and the sponsorships and all that? Or will it stay true to what we remember from the Marble Olympics?
Yeah. I think that is ultimately the problem. Like, as things become more popular, they do become more commercialized. And while it's great to like have like merchandise of your favorite stuff, and so it also like, can become a bit maybe like it can start to become less. I don't think it's gotten to a point where it's actually in danger of losing the heart and soul what it is. I think it's always gonna be there.
No, not yet. I don't think it has yet.
I think it's always something that any business person needs to keep in mind. It's like, because like while you can because money, like while you can always become, it can be a very strong persuasion, and like it's always important to remember what's important. Like it's like also I guess Econom clarified that he was saying that he's actually becoming too like fancy. The setup of it all, it became too fancy, and I'm actually kind of confused with that. Like what do you mean? Like, do you think that it was like do you not like how like the presentation of it? Like, you think it's like it's too much, or you need to clarify like what do you mean by it being too fancy?
I mean, while he's clarifying, I'll try to guess what he means, which doesn't make a lot of sense, but I'm gonna go for it anyway. I think.
He just responded. He says it's feeling extra. The backgrounds, the stands, the colors.
You mean more I think is he leaning more towards the editing and the he
means like the presentation, like the physical appearance of it is what it sounds like the environment, like in the props and stuff. I guess like. So you're saying that you feel like it'd be better if it was simpler? Because like, I mean, I don't know about you, but I actually like having that extra stuff, like the stands to make it look like there's actual marbles watching, like the banners, like the stop motion animations to make it look like they're rolling up to the stands.
Well, listen, I can understand this. Was there a need for the whole ceremony with the Duke and Duchess of Milk or whatever it was?
Well, I mean,
no,
they did that for the Marble Olympics.
Yes, for the Marble Olympics, man. We're talking a six event series on milk-based, dairy-based marble teams. Do we need the whole opening ceremony with the important people and the lighting of the torch?
The Duke and the Duchess of Milk of Cravendale are the greatest royals of our generation, and they are.
Wow, come on, buddy!
Did you not? If you look back in their past, they were great racers in their time.
Were they great racers in the time? Where would you get in that?
In my canon, they are.
That's how they roll. Thanks, live chat. That was a great.
In the Wolf canon, the Duke and Duchess of Cravendale were great racers.
The WAF canon.
The WAF canon.
Someone make a picture. Someone pick a picture. I just imagine like WAF, like a cannon.
Inside of a cannon.
A cannon. No, I imagine a cannon with like glasses on it. I don't know, and just some like I don't know. It's painted like Team Momo color or something. I don't know.
Did every so this person this could look some weird to our listeners. Excuse me. One of our live chatters, literally just like a smile face emoji thing. Like why does every marble have to have a story? Maybe they're referring to I think like the Marble League maybe because I don't think the Cravendale marbles had a story.
No, they don't.
I'm assuming they mean like I guess the retrospectives. I haven't kept up with that. I haven't kept up with the magazine. I started the third issue during my school semester, but then I stopped halfway through it. So
I haven't really read the magazine. It's a hell of a lot of freaking reading.
No, it is.
I mean, and they sometimes have those cool like fake ads in the back, which I think are hilarious. But I mean, yeah, I don't know. I feel like I'm not a huge fan of. I love the magazine. I think it's done very well. I'm just not a huge fan of sitting down and reading through every fan made story that they want to come up with. I don't know if they made any sort of canon story for backstory for them, but I'm hoping they didn't. And the reason I say that is because I mean, I think the channel should be honest about what this is. It is a sponsored event. This is an event to gain from the company and the company to gain from them. So they should do it. They should leave it as it is. Let the milk marbles go back to world of Milk Marble things, Milky Madness, Purity, whatever, and just move on with the real teams that we know and love. Because
we actually have a lot. Yeah, we have a lot of introduction here. So I guess to continue off what you said, just to keep some consistency about PTF Pod mentioned that they feel like it's maybe about they would like something that's less blatant corporatism, and I guess like it does maybe this for some people this may be a bit too corporate, like it's too blatantly related to an advertisement. And I can understand that.
You can't get more blatant, guys. I mean, what do you want? All right, you cannot get more blatant.
But again, I can't blame them for taking the sponsorship because for one thing, it's giving us something to talk about, and also it helps put food on their plates. So you know what? Why can I?
Exactly,
how can I argue
business is business. Do you think I'm going to say, hey, they shouldn't have taken the sponsorship? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I mean, honestly, like you're going to get all those subs, and you're not going to take advantage of that. I mean, come on. I'm fine with that, but like,
Oh, sorry. I'll let you finish. My bad.
I just feel that. We got 6 videos of these guys, 6 videos of the Milk Marbles. All right. And I just feel like, I don't know, they're doing this and it's kind of, it's biting into the time we could have had Marble League already. Cause it was not planned to be the end of June. It was not.
No, it wasn't.
It was planned to be the middle of May or beginning of June. And they certainly didn't have a lack of time in the last 2 months. I
talked to a few people, and I think like it's because and I think I agree with them. Like they have started to take on so many different projects that they're stretching both their time and resources too thin.
And
the weird thing, and that, a big part that you can tell is they wanted to do San Marble Rally 2020. Like almost immediately after, I think, somewhere near the beginning of this year, but it didn't happen because of the rain and the corona, which closed the park down that they do it at, and so they had a lot of free time there, and they could have been doing something with, and part of me wonders I imagine there were maybe some other complications that no one's a privy to, and that that makes sense, but I do wonder I'm assuming the reason why it took so long is that they were working on so many projects all at once. They haven't had time to do them all. Maybe I don't know.
I don't know.
I mean, to be fair, this makes more sense. The Olympics always happen in the summer, anyways, so it makes sense to do it now. Just to add, I think that's what they used to do. They always managed to time it during the summer, except for the Winter Marble Olympics that one time. And that just adds the atmosphere to me. But that's what that is. I guess. To go back to the whole thing about the Marble Stories thing. So I mix on it. Because on one hand, it gives you something to get behind. I like it to a certain extent in that a team that I love or these teams I know now have more to them. Maybe I can love them for a different reason, to this canon story. But I feel like it's a bit much for there can be too much of it, and that can take away some of your freedom of imagining what their story could be. And I also feel like it's sometimes too much to do it for a brand new Marble or brand new team that has literally no history at all from us watching them. Because basically you're inventing a reason for us to care about them before they've actually even done anything. And I feel like that's, I don't know. That's just my perspective on it.
It depends. It depends. I mean, obviously the Milk Marble thing is not a series that's going to happen every year. Right. That we're going to be following these teams like we do the Savage Beaters. If you take Glasscar, where stories are written out, Glasscar's never happened before with these competitors, but stories were written about them to kind of, interest you. Glasscar is an event that's going to be planned to come back over and over and over and continue to develop each time and to push the boundaries of marble sports in its own Glasscar-y way. By the way, where is Glasscar? Where is it? Where? Did it get lost in Brazil? All right, anyway. No, but I mean, that's different because you're making these stories because they're going along with the fact that we're going to have these Glasscar marbles here, at least most of them, for years upon years upon years. When you talk about making stories for, Milky Madness, they're not coming back every year. And they shouldn't. If I see that, I'm fine with one of those. I think it's a little bit overkill in the advertising. We get it. Cravendale likes your channels. Yeah. They're giving you money. But, I mean, come on. I mean, let's not see that again. All right, we're delaying Marble League because of this, which means we're then going to push back San Marble Rally, which means we're going to push back things that come in the future. And I understand the advertising thing, but I feel like, let's just say, if I was doing it, I would make, this might be a little bit too much, but I feel like 2 channels, one to focus on the teams and one to maybe do the other shit, would be
Well,
better.
you brought up an interesting
Say
point,
it
actually.
Like that.
Yella has a second channel that he hasn't uploaded to. I think in part it's called Jedi Kid Vids, where he posts like the Pokemon marble races, like that, like this
Does he
are completely
actually?
different
When
from
was the
everything.
last time that was uploaded to? What?
Yeah, like, but I
When?
think like
wait. I'm
this
I'm
might-
googling.
Okay.
I'm doing Google. Wait, what
but
is it
I think
called?
Jedi's Kid Vids.
Jedi's Kid.
Yeah, like Star Wars Jedi. Yeah.
Oh my god. Well, let me try to find this. Is this
Yeah.
still even up there?
Yeah, it should be. Like, but basically, the Pokemon Marble races didn't fit the themes of like what was going on in Yella's Marble runs, and so he decided to post Marble races that didn't fit that the new style there.
I'm
And
trying to find this.
and like to a certain extent, this last Marble Standing could be put there, I guess, because it's different, but it's also done more in the style of Yella's Marble run. So, like, I do get what you're saying. Like having a separate channel to divide that stuff up with. But think about it from the advertiser's perspective. Like,
Right, they
don't-
want the channel with the million subs.
Yeah, like they don't like it's
Let's
gonna
just
get
be
more
honest about that.
It's gonna get more publicity there, just straight
Yeah,
up.
absolutely. I do not see Jedi Kid Vids at all on
Well,
the channel.
Casey
so
put
maybe
in
find
the
it.
put in the live chat for you.
Oh, okay, I'll take a look at it later then. No,
Right.
but like, well, here's what I think though. Here's how I see it. At least what I would do. What I would do to avoid that situation where you're having a whole series dedicated to one company, but to give the companies what they want. What I would do is, why don't you have a company sponsor a specific team in the Marble League? Just have the Marble League. You have all your
Oh.
favorite teams. And you just have this was my idea for the Marble Champions for Fubeca, by the way. That didn't go all well because, remember, I don't make all the decisions there. Fubeca makes those decisions. But that was my idea for how to involve a bunch of different companies that would be interested in some advertising, and also Fubeca, who might be interested in those companies, to do that. Is to have those companies sponsor a couple teams that already exist, that people already love. And so you don't waste time with, the skim... Our live chat says, I wonder if they're going to skim on the quality. Get it? Skim milk? Shit. You don't waste time with the milk, races and all that stuff. You focus on the teams that all the fans want to see. And in tandem, you have these companies kind of seem like they're backing these teams. So, you could have Savage Speeders backed by Cravendale Milk. Well, that wouldn't really go together, but you get the idea. And you could just have a couple of them, in the back, and it could just even be little, like every time the Savage Speeders name shows up, just says sponsored by this, and then every video you maybe have 2 or 3 companies that are interested, and then you swap an ad from each of those companies every video.
That's not a
You
bad
have
idea.
16 Marble League videos. You give each of the 3 or 2 companies like 6 ads in total. All right? And then everybody gets a few ads, but you also get your favorite teams. And actually, I think the companies would get more attention from that, because I'm going to tell you right now, and I could guarantee, I don't even guarantee you this. You're not going to get as many views on the last Marble Standing video as you're going to get on Marble League, as you got on Marbula 1, and as you might have got on Formula E. I can guarantee you there are people that will not watch Last Marble Standing because they just don't care. All right? And
That's fair
so...
enough.
And why do I know that's true? Because I've not watched random gel videos because I didn't know my favorite teams weren't in it, and so you're gonna see that, and so that's why I think it'd be a smarter thing. I also, but I think that data is something that they should take into account. Like the fans don't want to see these filler series. They don't. They
Right.
want to see their favorite teams continue to compete. So, as I know they're going the advertising route, but I know they also are fighting to make sure that all their teams stay in. I don't know which direction they're going to take. That's what I'm saying. This is that fork point. They're reaching
Right.
that fork point. Are they going to go more into fillers for advertisements, change the direction of the channel even? Oh, no. And maybe delete one of the Sand Marble Rally, Marbula 1, Marble League, maybe take one of those away to put in milk races or whatever it is, whoever's sponsoring them? Or are they going to stay true to the things and work around the sponsors to make sure they help the sponsors but get their main stuff out that people know and love? I don't know. But I just think that it is to consider. It is to consider. You're not going to get the same attention on the filler series like this. That's what
Yeah.
I think, at least.
the anti-aircraft in our live chat mentioned like Marbula E kind of zoomed by and hasn't been completed yet. I wonder what's going on there. So what I think is happening, like I think there's only like based on the fact that like it like so in the schedule it's mentioned like Marbula E's event 3 will be or race 3 will be happening a little bit before I think Marble League. And so I think, well, based on what I think that might be the last race. It's very sure that I would hope it's not, but like I feel like that might be because like for one on the one hand like why would like if they were gonna have more races, why delay it for so long? Because it's like they were doing it like on a weekly or I think it was actually almost a bi-weekly basis at first. Yeah, I think it was bi-weekly for the first 2 races, and then they just didn't release race 3. And I don't think it's because they couldn't get it done, but unless of course maybe I'm wrong, and it's gonna be something like out of this world crazy and like that we don't expect. And like if that's the case, heck yeah. But I think what actually happens, like for some reason they decided that it would be better to delay it and then in order to have a big old release, like a very busy month of like things happening all the time, I guess. But
we don't know that.
I guess that seems kind of counterproductive to me because like I thought the point of these things was to fill the time for the next events. It made it harder for me. It's like for me, I didn't have any news to write about. I had to, thankfully, Johnny Marble.
This is not filling the time. This is straight advertising right here because it takes. No, think about it. It takes about as much time to make all those new teams for the milk thing and make all the new logos and make all that stuff and build the final race, record it, edit it down, all that crap, especially sending it to other people to edit. Than it would to just build the first event of the Marble League qualifiers. So it is not a time filler because they could easily have done in the same amount of time with not much change do the Marble League. They were doing it for advertising, and it's fine to do it for advertising.
Well,
but
it
wasn't 100% a time filler too because we're delayed on Marble League. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So as a patron, I've seen a little bit of the behind the scenes with the new the stands. I think are going to be like redesigned a little bit. Like I think there's if people pay attention to the Patreon, there's more slots for spectators and premium and VIP. So that section of the stands can be rebuilt to have more marbles.
People pay so much money for their little marble to be barely noticed in the stands.
Hey man, but like the point is like
I would pay for it too. So I'm not gonna lie. I would.
The Cravendale stands are smaller, obviously. So there's more to set up for a Marble League event.
Guess so, yeah.
And then there's also more to. There's also one thing they also have to wait for like to order the new marbles for the people who just became patrons too. So that's another thing to delay it. But back to design stuff, it's bigger. There's more marbles to put down, and because there's more teams, it like for one thing, opening ceremony will take longer because it's more stop motion to do for more teams, and the overall presentation is always more grandiose. So. I don't think it would take longer. I don't know if it would take that much longer, but I do get your point, like saying like the time that was spent on this could have been spent on Marble League or something like that. But I'm sure there's always a reason for things happen. Like, there's always a reason, like because Yella has always been passionate. It's about the marble racing, like, so I'm sure he like the reason why he hasn't been able to release stuff on the same I guess earlier could be like. Well, for one thing, my idea, like, he's trying to keep the whole Olympics in the summer thing, but also maybe there's like things that were delaying it that none of us are aware of, I guess. But
I don't know. That might be something that.
But then again, with the whole Marbula E thing, like it doesn't explain why Marbula E was delayed. Like, is there a reason for that? Is that a reason for that?
That may never finish. We have to keep in mind that sports are starting to open back up. Real sports. So real sports companies may not have time to work with JMR when they have to run their own sports. Does that make any sense? Because they're starting to open back up. And when you're opening back up your whole huge sports company, the last thing on your mind is a Marble partnership. Now, I love a Marble partnership. But, I mean, man, running Formula E, that's a hell of a lot of work.
Well, yeah, but how much was Envision Virgin Racing actually doing in terms of, like, they were they edited the videos, if I'm not mistaken? So
commentary was done with them.
But then
there was definitely editing editing involved with them as well. And just, I think there's a lot more planning that goes into it from both sides than we think. Because, like, when you plan something like that, Envision Virgin Racing and whoever's sponsoring that really wants to do the best they can to make sure, however they're presenting the races, and however Gel is presenting the races, is going to be the most beneficial for them as far as advertising, and the most, and it looks the cleanest and the best for them as a company. So, while it seems like, oh, it's easy, just, give it a little bit of information, let Gel figure it out. I mean, no. I mean, like, there's a lot of planning, there's a lot of checking and making sure everything's going correctly. So I think it definitely takes a little bit bit more of their time than you might think.
Well, I think that's fair, but I think maybe I think if Vision is the ones who are doing the editing, that could explain why it's taking so long. It's not because Yellow wanted to delay it or anything. I think maybe the editor wasn't available to do it at the time. That might be the case. Like,
I don't know. Yeah, there's that kind of stuff too. Not everyone's available all the time.
All we can do is speculate. That's all we can do.
That's all we ever do. I mean, that's the show, man. If you want speculation, you come to the right place. We just sit here and talk about what we think. Opinions, man. No research, no reading, just straw opinions. I stole that from something, but I love that. I love that statement. But what was the topic you had mentioned you wanted to discuss tonight? More about. Or I think Akanon might have brought it up. I think we really covered it, right? Advertising.
I think we did.
Yeah, advertising based things.
The threat of becoming too commercialized, I guess. But I think haven't we talked about this I'm pretty sure we've mentioned this a long time ago.
We've touched on it because we more turned to other things because this big thing hasn't happened yet. Though I think the only other topic untouched here, and I think we'll do the trivia segment first, yes. But the only other topic untouched here is probably, is JMR too professional as said by a couple of people, and I have a little bit more indirect data to kind of go along with that sort of question as well. So I think without further ado, though, we're going to jump right into the trivia segment, and then we'll come back and do whatever it is I just mentioned. So play the music or whatever.
Yes, I guess, so I guess we'll figure out who's, 3, 6, yep. All right. Yeah, this will be weird because
music gets played in post. We don't get to play the music in live. We get to play it in post. So you just have to wait. If you want to hear the trivia music, just subscribe to our channel. I don't know, you'll hear in post. That should be cut out of the show. It won't be though. All right, trivia segment, guys. First of all, someone send me a trivia if you haven't already. I'll have to come up with my own. Somebody, Ukanon, you got to have something, right? And Waf, do you have any trivia prepared tonight?
Let me see. I do not, but I'm going to make one right now.
By the way.
Get ready for this amazing question, Brendan.
Amazing question. I'm very excited.
You're going to be blown away by how incredible this is.
Oh, wait, I'll have to pull up the trivia Akanon sends me on my iPad because I have the stream up on the channel. So this is the classic trivia segment, everybody. We are not prepared, but we pretend to be. And this is how it goes. So if you love this, then you're in exactly the right place right now. This is indeed it. If you're in the live YouTube chat as well, you can also put a trivia question that you want to be read on the episode as well, because we are always open to all of that awesome fun stuff in this situation here. Trivia. He's thinking.
Yeah, I'm still making my question. Hold on, just like just doing things.
This is why we need MFA. He has so many trivia questions all the time. It's like, it's crazy. He's just got a million of these things.
I feel like I don't know. I feel like in the past I prepared better for these.
That's not a trivia question, really. Person from the live chat. That's more of like a discussion question. So maybe we'll talk about that afterward.
Shoot.
And no, I don't think so. Well, while you're waiting, I'll address this question. Nancy asks, do we think that these new teams that just appeared in the Milk thing will move on to Marbula 1 or Marble League? No, they will not. It's an advertising based situation, so they will not do that. You will not see them again. Unless they do another Milk thing next year, but I don't think so.
A Milk thing. I love it so much. It's so great.
I think Cravendale and I think Milk. Man, they got the best milk, though. It's fresh for 7 whole days. 7 whole days!
7 days?
7
Whoa!
whole days.
That's some good milk.
They got some good, it's good milk. Shit. All right, here, we got a trivia question coming here. Okay, if ML's 2016, Marble League 2016, Marble Olympics 2016 we're talking here, used the modern scoring system, meaning the scoring system they used in the previous Marble Olympics, because it was different from the 16. What would be the first change to the final overall standings, meaning starting from the top of the standings? What would change about the top of the standings? If the scoring system was different, if they used the scoring system used in ML in 2019 in ML 2016.
Well, the top 3 wouldn't be nearly as close together.
Yeah, but do you remember? Do you remember any of the teams? Can you give some specifics?
Well, the ones who were in contention were the Savage Speeders, Mellow Yellow, and the Rangers, if not mistaken.
Sorry, I give my answer because it just came to my head. I'd say that if you're using the different scoring system, the Savage Speeders would not have won, and maybe the Rangers would have taken. Oh no, the Mellow Yellow maybe. I think Mellow Yellow got second in that. Did they?
Mellow Yellow got Mellow Yellow got third.
Think so, yeah. I'm just gonna say the Savage Speeders would not have finished first with the new scoring.
Maybe Mellow Yellow would have won.
Maybe. I don't know.
I'll go with that.
It's hard to do all those calculations in my head.
Yeah, because I haven't looked at the
That's a really
scoreboard
tough
for almost 2 years now.
Actually, I'm really interested in more of the answer to this, Let's see what he says. Apparently, Thunderbolts jump Mellow Yellow for second place.
Really?
With a different scoring system, yeah.
Whoa, what?
And the Thunderbolts would also have tied with the Speeders. But the Speeders would have had more medals and won. But wow, the Thunderbolts could have been second place overall, tied with the Savage Speeders in points if the different scoring system was used. It goes to show how important it is that, well, I guess the change in the scoring system I'm fine with as long as it's done before the beginning of the year. Oh, the Easter race. Was there an Easter race this year?
There was, yes.
I didn't even notice that.
Yes.
Yeah, that's like one of the races. I don't watch the filler content. I don't no Savage Speeders. Anyway, that was a good question. That was a good bit of trivia because that would be really hard for me to know, but definitely a good bit of trivia regarding the Thunderbolts. I did not know that they would have really actually just about had first if the new scoring system was used in the old situation. That's actually really awesome.
It's pretty cool. All right, so my question is going to be from our good Milky Boys of Last Marble Standing.
Yes, Milky.
Our Milky Boys. So in Heat 2, who was the first? Which team was fell through the first bowl first?
The first funnel.
The first funnel.
Correct terminology.
I'm so sorry. I'm a disgrace.
A Marble sports connoisseur. I can't believe this. Use the terminology correct. First one to fall through the first funnel. I believe it was Milky Madness.
All right.
Was it Milky Madness? There's no other people to answer. It's just me.
Okay, the answer is actually Grays of Glory, the ones who won first in this event.
Oh, Grays of Glory. Damn it.
Had a rough start, but managed to win it all.
Too much glory for me, man. Too much glory.
Too much glory.
That was a very, very tough question.
They're so glorious. The cow.
You said cats. Those cats graze so gloriously.
Those cats graze.
Crazy cat's eyes?
Grazing cat's eyes.
No. End the podcast. Somebody end the podcast.
Grazing cat's eyes. Someone get on that.
Yes. You, Gel. That's you. I'm talking to you.
I almost pointed my...
power to do that. Anyway, that was our questions. Wow, that was a quick trivia when there's not 3 people.
Trivia done. Yay!
Yay! Do the outro music that's put in post-production. I don't know where it comes from. Go Tide. Grading. Dude, listen, Oceanics, man, they're gonna have a lot of work to do. I think Oceanics are gonna qualify and finish middle of the pack this year in the Marble League, though. That's my prediction. You're not gonna see anything better. You're not gonna see anything worse, I don't think either. Yeah. I don't think they're gonna be that bad.
Yeah, I'm sending you the timestamps this time just because I don't know if Jane will be available. So.
Oh, now I have to do it.
Yep.
Unfortunate.
Wait, I'm realizing now. Wait, did episode 49 have a trivia segment?
Yes, it did. But I didn't put the things.
Brendan.
It's fine. It's fine. They can go with the music for one time. We pretty much sing in the music anyway.
That was the trivia segment.
That was the trivia.
Why did I just do it live?
Because you wanted to. And
there would be background music. That's right. That's why.
Oceanics were not sick. Oh, they were shit last year. Yeah, I got you. I thought you were saying they were sixth last year. Anyways, we're back from the trivia segment. Oh, wow. That was a smooth transition. But the final topic I wanted to discuss today, before we end, because we're at like 40-something minutes. So, the final topic here is JMR getting too professional? And I mean overall. Let me finish. I don't mean just in their videos. I mean in their videos, but I mean in their videos. I mean in their Discord. I mean in their Reddit page. I mean in their whole presentation. Are they getting too professional? That is a great question. I've heard this about 3 times from 3 different people, not even needing to talk about it. All right? And I want to know. Live chat, I know some of you guys are in the Marble base. All right, we got in the YouTube and we got in the Discord. Live chat, I want you to talk right now. I want you to give your opinions right now. This is the time for you. This is relating with you guys. Do you think JMR is getting too professional? Discord, Reddit page, presentation overall, videos. I want to hear about it right now.
I feel like so I think while I thought there was no such thing as too professional for the production value, I do think there is a certain level of like being too professional, like in the sense of like trying to replicate sports to that professional grade too much. Like for instance, like the interviews of the competitors, nobody liked that back in the 2018. Hence the reason why that came back. So there is a point where it can become too professional. But I think it's to me at least, it's at that it's at just that perfect level of professionalism, in that it's like I think maybe I'm interpreting it wrong. I'm taking professionalism to mean seriousness and like replicating actual sports. If that's what they mean by that, I think we're at that sweet spot right now. In terms of, I guess, other places, I wouldn't say that like you can make a Discord professional, because that's just a place where fans talk and interact. So while I haven't been on there recently, people still chat there about anything, like in generals and stuff, and non-Marvel talk, and people will discuss their favorite teams. I don't think there's anything like too professional about the social medias. I think that you could get too professional with the production of the show. In the events so far, I think it hasn't. I think it's in that right spot.
Well, I mean, Akanon from the live chat here just mentioned that apparently the Marble-based Discord server has a separate Minecraft server, which to me is ridiculous. Oh, yeah. That is ridiculous.
Why?
I don't
ridiculous?
Like that. That is ridiculous.
Why?
This is a Marble-based Discord, and it has a separate Minecraft server. To
exactly,
me, that is 100% ridiculous.
It's a separate Discord for that's only about Minecraft. That way
is ridiculous.
But you just said that
I can't even believe that's happening.
No. You said that you should be glad about that, because like the Marble base is dedicated to marbles, and then the Minecraft one is a separate Discord.
Should not exist. It should not be something connected to the Marble base, in my opinion. It's just the two don't connect.
Bruh.
The two don't connect. If you want a separate Minecraft server, make one, but it should not connect to the Marble base, in my opinion. That doesn't make any sense to me.
But it's run by the admins of and it was created for Marble base.
I know, that's the thing. I think it's yeah. But that, to me, that's ridiculous. I guess other people would see otherwise. Am I a big Minecraft player? No, so I guess I don't understand. Sorry. But okay, let's see what Anti-Aircraft has to say in the in the
3D Bot Maker. Oh, I keep meaning to watch 3D Bot Maker, dude.
I don't know. 3D Bot Maker is different, and I actually do commentary for the Races and Fun channel, which is in direct competition with 3D Bot Maker. And so I know a lot about those channels. Completely different situation. In fact, there isn't a dominant channel in the race car Hot Wheels racing
diecast
setting.
Racing.
It's not. You might think 3D Bot Maker is. No, they're not. And they're based on stats and analytics and stuff. I've talked with the guy who runs Races and Fun, who's talked with me about this. There is no dominant channel in that. It's a very different situation. You have a lot of different limitations when it comes to Hot Wheels racing, and you have a lot of different setting too. You have a lot of different types of people that want to watch the cars race than would rather watch the marbles race. So you have a completely different situation there. You can't really compare them, and I don't know. That's tough. I can't really talk about 3D Bot Maker in the context of Gels Marble runs. Here's what I'll talk about though. I've had multiple people in the Marble Marble Fubeca server, just without me saying anything, without anybody really saying anything, just kind of express how they think that the JMR Discord, I guess because it's grown so much, it's so big and stuff, is not really, they don't feel it to be like a chill and, as a chill and relaxed and free place as the Fubeca server. And part of it's because the server's so big, so they have to have a ton more rules. But it's just, they've expressed their feeling on the fact they feel Fubeca's content they were talking about. I wasn't even involved in the conversation. I just saw people talking about in the chat. They were talking about Fubeca's content. Even it just in general, it's good, but it doesn't go overboard with the editing and the all the crazy swishes across the screen every time something happens, and that all that fancy over the top professional editing and things like that. And literally they said that they prefer Fubeca because it is quote unquote worse looking in video or simpler looking. And here's what I think about that. I agree that simple is better in Marble Sports. I've always said this. Simple is always better in Marble Sports. Yes, you want a clean professional look, but you want to keep it as simple as possible. You want limited animation on the screen. That's why I got upset at the 1 minute long intro to every freaking Marbula 1 race. You want limited other things to distract you on the screen. You want limited of all of that. And Fubeca, what I'll say is, Fubeca has a lot of problems too. We won't get into those. But they do keep it simpler, and that's because they just don't have the ability to go more professional. But, to me, it's a little bit too much to me when, when they're getting to the point that they have the ability to, every time we have a video now, they have to, show this, when at the end when they're talking, or at the beginning of the video, they have to show this whole big animation where all the logos swoosh in and turn around, and there's, little magic tails running all over the place, and the logos are changing, and to me that's a little bit too much. I think that it's just it's not the essence of Marble Sports to over animate. You're not giving enough attention to the marbles if you're over animating the videos, and so I feel that while it's not quite there yet, I'm feeling like they're in danger, Gel, in taking advantage of the fact that they have so much, they have much more ability and equipment and people helping out, that they might start over editing, and they might start way too many times putting so much animation and transitions and logos flashing all over the screen that it's going to lose the flair it had back in 2016, 2017 when it was simple racing. And to me, at least for me, that's a big deal. I don't want it to lose that simplicity, and I feel like it might. So when you talk about, is it getting too professional? I think that there always should be an air of simplicity, an air of silliness, I guess is maybe not the best word, silliness, but an air of relaxed.
No, silliness I think is the perfect
about
word.
The situation.
I think silliness was the perfect word for that. When it's taking itself too seriously, while it can be funny, while it can be funny, it's taking itself too seriously for the sake of humor. I don't think it's doing that. That's overacting. But Greg is doing it in the production is just serious enough to where it's not ridiculous serious, and it's more legit serious. And so I can see why if the silliness of it could if they're not careful, could disappear. And I think that is a legitimate concern, I guess, to have. To listen to our live chat, I don't actually frequent the Fubeca server, but according to Akonali, apparently the people who are complaining about the server, the jam or the Marble, most of them are salty about warns or bans. So I don't know. I can't tell if their comments are biased or not. But let's
just put it this way. I've heard many comments saying that the warns or bans received from the JMR server were punitive and just unnecessary and a little bit overkill. Let me just say this. They might not be. They might not have been. People complain. But the chances that everybody complaining about their warn or ban is wrong in saying that is probably not the case. There's probably a little bit of an overkill situation. I know this because I'm in another server that's very, very big, and it's the same way. Because it's so big, they don't really care about a singular person, so they'll just warn or ban them if they're annoying because it's so big anyway. So, I mean, that's where it can lead to. And I don't know. All I'm saying is I think that, as Anti-Aircraft actually agree with me, too much overkill here really can affect the purity of the sport. I think that back in 2016, 2017, 2018, when we had that nice kind of, you know, very good looking professional situation, but not overkill, not too much, you know, animations and logos spinning around all the time. You kind of enjoyed some of the random just stills on the screen of just the marbles sitting there, and you know, sometimes there would be some silly thing where the marbles would drop out, and you know, and it wouldn't always just cut away and all that stuff, and you kind of would just enjoy kind of looking over the marble stands at the end of the competition as Greg would talk, as opposed to now where as soon as the video ends, as soon as the last event ends, it, you know, goes to the podium and then it's right into this big animation of all the teams' logos as Greg talks, even though it was just nice to kind of just look across the whole setup, the event and the marbles in the stands, as opposed to see all this animation all the time. Now, I think animation and that kind of stuff is very important in marble sports because since it's not people, you need a little bit more to spice it up,
right.
But too much can ruin that authentic experience that I remember from 2016, 2017 Marble Olympics.
Yeah. No, to make the statements about the whole about it not being chill enough. Here's like, well, I mean, I think they mean like it's like it's always so active, like, and that's the natural negative of things getting really popular because of how many people are in the marble-based server now. There's very rarely a time where there isn't someone saying something, and it can feel very overwhelming. And it's like, and I've had this problem. Like I find it hard sometimes to figure out when to get into a conversation because I don't really know what to say or either about what's happening or just to bring up to start a new conversation. Generally, only like because most of the fans are from North America, the marble base generally slows down around the time that like most Americans are going to bed. But for the most part, it's not a very chill server. Whereas compared to like the MSW server, for instance, like there's not as many people here, and because of that, it's not really.
Join the Discord, by the way, if you're watching.
Yes, join the Discord. Link should be in the description, at least of the YouTube video. But anyways,
it might not be.
What happens?
Might not,
like it's like
is it there?
Like in our server, for instance, there are enough people like where people like who every now and again they'll talk about something, and if you want to bring up something, it's like. It's not that there's constant at least something happening, but that there's also a negative that basically there's not a whole lot happening, so you can't always come here expecting something to talk about when you're bored. So so basically both servers, like types of servers, have their means. Small servers are great for when you just want to relax and maybe bring up a new and just like chill out with some people, but it's not good for like finding something new immediately. Whereas going to like a bigger server, like you're guaranteed to find like something there, but it might be hard. It might be too chaotic to where
bigger servers always confuse me so much because the main point of Discord is to bring people together so they can talk. Mm-hmm. So when I'm in a huge Discord where I literally have no motivation to go into the general English chat because it moves so fast, how could I possibly start a conversation or meet anybody in the Discord? Now that's why the voice chats are so important. Mm-hmm. That's why, like, when for a couple of the big servers I only really pop into the voice chats because that's where you can actually talk to people, right. And it's not so usually the limited amount of people allowed in each thing, so it's not limited that, you know, it's limited enough that you can actually talk to specific people. But like, man, the chatting loses its freaking you know, it's meaning at that point, right? And so.
Yeah, in the marble base, like the general, like basically it got there's so many people in the server now that like it's I believe it's over 4,000 now. 4,564. So see, the general is now on permanent 5-second slow mode just because it was too chaotic. It was just there's just too much.
And I'm
happening.
sure every 5 seconds you're seeing a message come through, aren't you?
Not every 5. The slow mode has helped people to chill out. It was like so it doesn't happen all the time, but like. It helped, but because
that's what they said. They said just chill out on the messages, guys. Yeah, I know you wanted to join the Discord. Just chill out on the messages, though. No talking here. That's funny. I don't know. I don't know what to think about that, but I don't know. I just think that when things get bigger, people and fans become less important individually. That's just the way it works. I mean, how could it not? How could you individually pay attention to like billions of people? How could you? You know, there's no problem with that. Exactly. How do you text chat to 10,000 people at one time? Thank you, Anti-Crafts, in the live chat. You summed it up perfectly.
Yeah,
and the premiere of JMR videos is the same way. How can I enjoy a premiere of a JMR video when I can't chat because there's so many people talking? There is no point. And then the only way you can actually chat and have anybody look at your message is if you do the super chat paying thing. So it lasts there for an extra second. And people see the little thing, $5, and then you say some message.
Those are for streams.
Like, hey!
JMR doesn't do that.
Yeah.
Well, actually,
you can't donate on premieres. You can
it'll be in the it won't show up on the screen, I don't think, but it'll definitely be in the chat.
No, show up in the super chat of the chat. So people looking at the chat will see your chat for longer. But I don't know. I don't know how to really. I don't know if there's any solution to that. Honestly,
I don't think there is.
Like how can you get around
it's
that?
It's just the natural negative of becoming super popular.
Too big.
There's pros and cons to everything. Like being a smaller channel, like for us, for instance, we have a very small community of fans. Like, it's like we can appreciate and like all of our small our fan base because we know most of them personally because it's just so small. But if we ever blew up, if in some crazy reality where we get a million
we've been growing
generally
generally faster since the whole JMR growing thing. Obviously not by the millions, but you know what I'm saying. We're getting a little more attention.
But imagine if we get over 1 million subscribers one day, we would not be able to have our community would never be as personal anymore because a lot of YouTubers talk about that how when their channels blow up, it's harder. Like on the one hand, it's nice to have a lot of people appreciate your work, but then you also lose that personal touch. It's just the natural
it's so
pros and cons.
hard, and that's something because I run my own channel myself, and it's starting to grow a little bit more, just for gaming and stuff. And that's something I'm trying to, keep in mind. Of course, if the channel continues to grow as it is, I always want to keep in mind how can I make it so that I'm as personal as possible. Really I don't know, and that's hard. That's hard to do. All right, it's hard to do when you can't even put in a message without it disappearing 3 miles above the page before anybody else can read it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and that's it's nothing you can do about that. And I think that's something that JMR is going to battle with. But I mean, obviously, in the end, it's great to grow.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Anti-aircraft also made a good point. A pro about bigger servers is that it brings in so many people. And then eventually spill over to other communities. They found our community because of JMR. So because when communities get too big, it's a great big mosh pit of people, but that results in people being able to branch out and find smaller, more personal communities.
Yeah, indeed. Something just came to my mind. An idea. At least this is what I would do. I mean, I always tell you what I would do. I'm not saying they're gonna do it, but they should. I'm not saying my idea is good either. I'm just saying. But what I think they should do, what I would do in this situation, is I would actually, because let's think about it. We have 16, upwards of 24 teams that are over these 4,500 people in the Discord are distributed amongst these people, and people are fans of all these different types of teams.
Uh-huh.
If I was in charge of JMR Discord, what I would do is I would to continue to try to maintain that personal touch. I would create a server for every one of the teams. And, just have them all exist so that people can join. Let me finish. People who are fans of specific teams can join servers based on what teams they like so they can actually have a smaller community. You're trying to keep a personal touch. Yes, in the JMR Discord itself, you're not going to have a personal touch. You think you can talk to 4,000 people at the same time? You go try it. You're not going to be able to. All right? But if you create these mini servers, especially in JMR's position, since they're so big that those servers would also get pretty big, but because you have so many of them, one for each team, you're not going to have everybody always talking in every one. You can't talk in 24 servers at once. The JMR server kind of chat will slow down as well because people will be talking in the O'Rangers chat and people will be talking in the Team Momo chat. Well, maybe. I don't know. Who would join that one? So sorry.
Well, the problem is that's a moderation nightmare.
It is and it isn't. It is and it isn't, because I think that if I were to do that, I would be lenient on the moderation of those discords, because I would keep in mind that something that draws, or at least makes some people appreciate the MSW Discord or the Fubeca Discord, which I talked about, which is only about a few hundred members, is that it's chill. It's chill. You can say a lot of things and not get any problems for it. All right, you don't get warned with every little thing you say. You don't have to watch everything you say. You can actually talk to someone because there's not a million people talking. It's small enough to be personal, but and relax, but big enough to be effective. And so that's why I'm saying, at least in my opinion, you take a big Discord like JMR, and on the Reddit page, well, that's a different story. You need to repersonalize it. And that's how I think you could do it. But I don't know. Like I said, guys, the main theme here is, guys, I just hope JMR doesn't get too professional, doesn't get too carried away with the commercialization and the advertising and all that kind of stuff. I hope they do not. I think they're still doing a great job, and I'm hoping this Marble League just hits it out of the park. But, they got to watch. They got to be careful in these times so they don't get carried away with these things. So, I mean, we've reached an hour and 5 minutes. Wow, Waff, just you and me. We can talk enough to satisfy days of
Didn't we do 2 hour long episode we together?
Way back when we were so new to this, we actually couldn't even cover all the topics because there was so many.
Oh my gosh, dude. I'm okay. Like it's like the whole dude. I can't. I'm not gonna lie. I do kind of miss the.
I miss that when literally there would be 2 hours and we would be like, oh my god, I don't want to stop.
I can't wait.
Oh yeah, because actually Marble League is what stimulated all that discussion in the first place.
What's Marble League come here? I'm looking forward to episodes where it's just full blown like almost 100% role play. I can't. Yeah, I want episodes where it's full blown, just like where I full blown just start ranting about performance in the funnel spin or whatever, and just start going off about different events. Because usually they release the technique of the Thunderbolts is they bob and weave.
Bobbed and weave, man. Bobbed and weave. That's how we do it here. All right. Anyways, guys, that's enough for today. You've heard enough of me. You certainly heard enough of Waff. No, I'm just kidding. Waff's the best. You certainly heard enough of me, probably. But Waff, do you have anything to end out? Oh, you always outro this thing anyway. With
of course, yes. All right. Roll on, Marble Sports fans.